Good afternoon. Welcome to Marty's Tying Bench. This afternoon I'm putting together kits for this week's Vice Squad 6-packs, and I pulled one of my favorite dry flies out of the past. This is a gray Hackle Peacock. At one time when I only carried one Flybox, this was a go-to, must-have, don't ever run out of pattern. I think it was good because it was simple and required ordinary materials, but boy, it works. This thing will pass as a midge in small sizes. It's a good, just general attractor, dry fly in the mountain creeks, and I suppose they take it as a beetle or lots of different things. I'm going to start my thread. This is a Dai Riki 070 size 12. The thread is Danville's 70 denier. Any fine black thread will do. And you'll see I started at about one eye length behind the eye. That's kind of an index point for me. For a tail, I've got a Whiting American rooster saddle, and I'm using this for the tail feathers. What you want to do is kind of stroke those against the grain so that you can find a bundle of them and get them pretty even, and just pinch them firmly and peel the stem away. And that'll give you a pretty even bundle. Now I like this about the length of the hook shank. And I want to make sure I stay up on the flat part of the hook. And on this hook style, that's a little bit forward of the hook barb, somewhere between the barb and the point. Now I'm going to trim these butt sections. And don't worry about trimming them close. If you do that, you risk cutting your tying thread. So just go ahead and cut them. Get a couple of strands of good plush peacock. And I always presume that the tips are brittle, so I cut them off and start a little ways down. And double check that, see if I've got the peacock tied in all the way at the back of my black thread. And move the thread forward to that index point you created. Now with these two strands of peacock, I'll wrap them forward and get a nice plush body out of this. And I'm leaving a fair amount of space up here for the hackle. Now, pick a hackle that's 1.5 times the hook gap. And this is a saddle hackle, and these are fairly distinctly concave and convex, so I'm going to use a reverse hackling system. If you get a concave feather and you want the concave part towards the front of the hook, as you make your wraps, it's kind of messy to wrap in the direction of concave. So here I've got the concave forward, but I'm going to wrap from front to the back, so each of those successive wraps is nice and neat. 5 or 6 turns. I'm going to catch the feather and then take 2 or 3 turns to go through the hackling until I get to the eye. I'm going to push those feathers out of the way so maybe I can get a whip finish without trapping any hackle fibers. Yeah, there's one. But I think I pushed it out of the way. There we go. Gray Hackle Peacock. Try it out. I keep him in my nostalgia box. All the flies that I fished growing up. Every once in a while I'll pull out the fiberglass or the bamboo and go back and just fish the old creeks.